Good morning, my dear students. Today we'll see the new topic, that is proximity sensor. So we all are very familiar with the word sensor, is it right? Because in day-to-day life, we know we are using this type of sensors. The word sensor we know very well. Sensors is nothing but it will going to sense the objects, right? So in that same way, let us know the meaning of the proximity. Proximity is nothing but it is the nearness. Okay, proximity sensor is nothing but it is a sensor. It is going to sense the object when it is near or if it is a far. Okay, these proximity sensors are available in any form. It may be in plastic, maybe in metallic body. Okay, in any form or any material it is available. Okay, so then what is proximity sensor? A proximity sensor consists of an element that changes either its state or an analog signal when it is close to but often not actually touching an object. So okay, so a proximity sensor without touching the objective, we can sense the object, whether it is a liquid state, whether it is a metallic state or non-metallic state. Okay, if it is a metallic state, what is the position and what is the quality of the material and all those things. If it is a liquid form, so what is the level of the liquid, for example water. So what is the water level, we can easily indicate or sense the using proximity sensors. Okay, so basically there are four types of proximity sensors. So inductive type sensor, capacitive type sensor, and photoelectric type sensor, and magnetic type of sensors. Okay, so let us see one by one. So first it is inductive type sensors. So inductive type of sensor is used for the detection of only for the metallic objectives. Okay, so used to detect the metallic objectives. Okay, so these objectives are available in any form. Okay, it is in cylindrical type or square type as per the availability of the designer or the developer. So how what is the shape they need, in that type we can going to design it inductive type of sensors. And it is available in AC DC as well and 3 wire, 4 wire, 2 wires. Okay, so then main function of this inductive type of sensor is to for detecting the metallic objective. This is important. Okay, so remember this one. So then next comes the capacitive sensor. So these type of sensors are used to detect both metallic as well as the non-metallic. Okay, metallic and non-metallic objectives. So for example, it may be liquid, plastic, woods. Okay, if it is a liquid, let us consider that I need to indicate the level of the water, then I am going to use the capacitive sensors to know the level of the water. Okay, if it is a plastic, whether it is a, for example, chair, okay, bottle, so what is the bottle size, length, diameter, and similarly the how many caps, the counting of the bottle caps. Okay, so for counting those we are going to use the capacitive sensors here. So again, these capacitors are maybe brass, bronze, copper. Okay, electrum, gold, platinum, silver, steel. In this form of sensors is available. Again, as you know that, again one more is wood. So in wood, this type of sensor we are going to use for measuring the size of the wood and length of the wood and total diameter of the wood. Okay, etc etc, maybe we are going to use this type of sensors here. So again, these capacitive sensors are available in AC or DC. Okay, and these sensors have NO and NC selectables. You can use normally open and normally closed pin type capacitive sensors here, and these type of sensors are adjustable in operating the distances. So instead of 2 meter we can set the 1 meter, because that is the maximum distance we are going to sense the sense here. Okay, so again these are available in 3 or 4 wires. We cannot offered in a 2 wire sensors here. Okay, then next is third one, photoelectric sensors. These type of sensors are used for the detecting of light sensitivity. Okay, to detect the elements here. Okay, used for light sensitive elements to detect the objectives here. So again these sensors are available in the form of rectangular shape. So AC DC in the form of AC DC is available. Okay, and it has direct reflection with reflector through beam, adjustable operating distance as well, programmable output function, and it is available in both AC and DC. If it is DC, then NPN and PNP is selectable, that is NO and NC selectable pins are there. Okay, then if it is AC, then directly NO and NC are available. So direct reflection, suppose assume that, so there will be an sensor that will going to sense the objective by using the sensor here. So then when light is transmitted for or transmitted on the objective, then it will going to reflect the light, okay, using the sensor here. So if it is a reflection with reflector, that will call it as the retroreflectives. Okay, so then in retroreflective, when the object is placed in between the sensors, okay, so then it is going to reflect back as same as the direct reflection here. So then through beam sensors, so one is emitter is there, then the receiver is there. In between the transmitter and receiver, we are going to place one sensing objective that will going to sense how much light is going to be transmit through the emitter here. Okay, so then next one, it is a last one, magnetic sensor. Magnetic sensors are used to detect the presence of the permanent magnets. So this is a very crucial and important sensor, only used for the presence of magnetic permanent magnets, and available in cylindrical and rectangular in shape. And these type of sensors are very rare to use here. Okay, then one more sensors is available, so that is infrared sensors. In commonly we say that IR sensors. So these IR sensors are most important to detect the glass. Okay, to sense the glass here. You can see this IR sensors are used to transform the object like glass. Okay, so it is going to use for detection of the glass here. So let us using the one block diagram will explain it. So suppose this is the objective body. Okay, so when IR sensor is going to transmit the light on the objectives, so okay, when it is going to transmit the rays on the objective, it is going to reflect back. Okay, so rays reflected from the surface. Okay, so this is the IR receiver, this is going to receive the signals from the surface, that is the objectives here. These as I mentioned, IR sensors are mainly used to sense the glass, whether the glass is present in between the objective as well as the IR transmitter. So next one, it is UR sensors. Okay, so we are more familiar for this UR sensor. You most commonly used sensors are UR sensors, because or we will call it as the ultra ray sensors. So UR sensors are used for sensing the or presence of the objectives. For example, when we are going to park the car, so when we are going to park the car, so whether the car is present in that particular area or not, to sense the or for sensing that car, we are going to use the UR sensors. Similarly, the water level, for measuring the water level, we are going to use the UR sensors. For counting the number of units, for example, when the water bottle automation industry is there, so where to calculate the number of bottle caps or number of counting the number of bottle caps, we are going to use these sensors. And measurement of the dynamically changing the diameter of the body. Similarly, for measurement of the distance between the two objectives, then the height of the building or height of the objectives, we are going to use the UR sensors. Okay, these are the main functions of UR sensors here. Then after that, then what are the applications of proximity sensors? Overall, these are the proximity sensors, but overall applications of these proximity sensors are used in mobile applications. So everyone know that anyway, we all are using the smartphones, is it right? So there one a red light is coming on top of the handset, is it right? Then that red light is there, no? So that is the sensors that is going to sense the humidity as well as the temperature of the environment. So that sensor is used in our mobile. Okay, then similarly the in automation industry, the moment of the objectives, the forward moving or backward moving, so that moment is detected using the proximity sensors. Similarly, the in bottle filling industry, whether the bottle is full or not, or whether it is empty, in all the industries it is applicable for all the filling industries, like water bottle or milk industries, or some medical industry for filling the what do you call it as uh, for filling the tonic and all. So there we are using these type of sensors. Similarly, for detection of the bottles, number of bottles, how many bottles are empty, how many bottles have been filled, for detecting that we are going to use this. Then number of objects counting, so it's similar to that. So these are the main applications where we are going to use the proximity sensors. Next topic is pneumatic sensors. Okay, so we all are aware that the meaning of pneumatic is nothing but the air. Using air, how we are going to sense the objectives. Okay, so okay, pneumatic sensors are mainly used for the measurement of the displacement of the friction of millimeters in ranges which are typically are about 3 to 12 mm. Okay, so these type of sensors are used for the low pressure air is allowed to escape through a port in front of the sensors. Okay, so let us, you can see this. So here is the one uh, small explanation. So this is the pneumatic sensor. When the air is entered into the objective, that is the low pressure air is entered into the objectives, then it is going to escape the air using the pneumatics, because we need to apply the pressure on the objectives, then only it is going to exhaust the, that is air is comes out from the objective here. Okay, so that is, you can see this low pressure. Initially we are going to apply the low pressure on the objectives. Okay, then it is going to allow the low pressure only. So when we going to apply more pressure on the objectives, it is going to comes out in the large amount of output pressure here. Okay, through the escape port here. So this escaping air in the absence of any closed by the objectives, it means it is going to comes out using this port here, escaping port. This is about the pneumatic sensor. Next is light sensors. we all are aware that light sensors are very important, because nowadays light sensors are important here, because nowadays all the street lights is having the sensor. So automatically it is going to on and automatically it is going to off during the day. So for switching on and off, we have to implement this type of sensors here. So they have used here the LDR sensor, so that is light dependent resistance. Okay, what happens in the LDR? In LDR, it has a resistance. Okay, the LDR has its resistance, which is depends on the intensity of the light. Okay, so when the light is more, that time the resistance is very low. Okay, so then it is going to switch off the light using the LDR sensor. LDR is going to sense the presence of the illumination of the light. So when the resistance is very high during the night, then it is going to automatically switch on the lights using the again LDR only. So then there are three types: photodiodes, phototransistors, and the photoresistors. Photoresistors are nothing but LDR itself. Okay, so then in photodiodes, these diodes are very fast in response to light. Again, as you know that diodes are the semiconductor devices, it is going to switch on and switch off. It acts as a switching element. Okay, photodiodes are act as a switching elements, that's why it is going to switch on and switch off very fast. Okay, so then phototransistors. So we all are aware that in the phototransistor, this is a symbol. So when the current is passing through the collector to emitter, very small current is passing here. Okay, so when we are going to apply the or current through the base, okay, when we are going to apply the current through the base, it is going to produce the very high light intensity on the objectives. Okay, that's why we are going to use phototransistors in the light sensors. Already we know that photoresistors are nothing but the light dependent transistors. So depending upon the intensity of the light, it is going to operate here. So next is tactile sensor. Tactile sensors are used in especially robotics to sense the surface seat as well as the robotic part. So in between that, to sensing the movement of those, we are going to use the tactile sensors. This is a very rare sensors we are used here. So tactile sensors are uses polyvinylidene fluoride, we'll call it as the PVF2, to sense the seat, that is polyvinylidene fluoride seats, as well as the robotics. In developing the robotic fingers, it needs some feels, right? So whether it is the objective for robotics, it is going to sense the fingers that can actually feel the difference between various textures or the surfaces surface shapes, how it is going to sense in the robotic fingers. So there we are going to use the tactile sensors. Okay, so this is about the pneumatic sensors, light sensors, tactile sensors, and as well as the proximity sensors. I hope you have no doubts here. If you have any doubts, please contact me. Thank you.